Oh, welcome back to Diablo's Laboratorium Emporium. My name is Diablo, and today, well, as you might expect, and as I usually say, I've done a lot of testing, I've done a lot of building, I've done a lot of preparing, and I have a lot of building to do. Is my roboport off? Yes. Because this looks cool and all, but yeah, I've done a lot of calculating as well, and I realize how many actual lines of iron plates I need, which is a whole lot more than these ones. Like, serious amounts more. So we're gonna change everything up. I have obviously worked on... go away. I have obviously worked on designs for this part of the factory, part of which you have seen me do last Sunday. But it would seem, well, I did all the other things, not all the other things, but most of the design for this facility has been done, with the exception of the actual green science itself. So I did a lot of thinking about green chips and gear wheel production and all that kind of stuff. All very nice. However, this definitely needs to go, and it's not really emptying out. Is that right? Or am I... Oh, yes. Okay, so I see that acid is slowly draining. Well, we'll have to work around it then, because I'm going to need all of this area just for green. Because I need, in total, if I've done all my calculations right, I will need about 42 belts of iron plates to complete what I need to, or what I want to build. So yeah. Now, 42 is a weird number. I'd rather work in multiples of 4 or 8, just because of the belt balancing thing. So I'm gonna work in this case in multiples of 8. So I'm gonna do 48. And I'm going to do a little throwback to our last playthrough in the way that we are going to approach this. So what are we going to do? We're going to make a stacker. I'm just going to make a tiny one right here so I can show you what we're going to do. So let's imagine this is my... Oops. Let's try that again. Let's imagine this is my stacker. It all comes together like this. Bloop. Bloop. No, like this. And from here on out, we will make stations that go like this. And for those of you who've seen my last playthrough, will know what I'm doing right now. This is obviously just a representation. So something like this, with the center line down here. Whoop. Something like this. This connects there. This connects there. Just make it a little bit prettier. This is not... No, never mind. So stacker here, stations there, and we'll have the belts go this way. Out here. And then we'll have an entire row of belts that end up here and here. Oops. And from there, we'll go to an entire smelting area. Now, we'll make it smaller than the large areas we had in our last playthrough. But still, it's not gonna be tiny, because again, I'm going for 48 belts, so it's 24 on each side. I want to have per 8 belts 2 stations to lighten the load per station. yeah, so to lighten the load per station. So if we count 24 on one side, that's technically 3 times 8. Well, not technically, it's factually 3 times 8. So that would be 3 train stations that can deliver 8 belts. But because I want to have 2 train stations per 8 belts, or 1 train station per 4 belts, that's going to be 6 stations here and 6 stations there. So, hopefully that makes it a little bit more clear as to what I am planning in the immediate future. By the way, this, well, is Red Science finished? I'm not even entirely sure, because technically Red Science is finished, although it does not have an exit yet. So, it's not, completely finished. You know what? I don't want to think about it anymore. I'm going to finish that first, so I can cross that off my list. Wait, did I accidentally... Wait, to-do list, 13 tasks available. Why isn't it giving me this one then? Because I have multiple ones, maybe? Because it did say finish Red Science earlier. I don't know. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. First things first, though. Let's finish that so we can actually say that it's done. No trains are coming. Good. No squishing to be had. And again, I don't need to turn this on just yet. There needs to be a lot of modules in there. There needs to be a lot of modules in there. All things that I will do eventually. I'm not really... Oh, that was good. I'm not really in a rush to do them right now. Okay, here we go. That's about 4. So there. Always that one. Always that one. So I'm gonna say... You know what? I'm just gonna make it like this. I'm gonna make my life a little bit easy and just do that. I might as well do these lights as well. I don't have those lights, so we'll have to do those later. Right, let's get out of here. Now I can cross that off my list. Yeah, those lights are not done. I realize that, but you know what? It's fine. It's fine. Increased power production? Well, yes, I still need to do that, but in order to do that, this will have to be gone. Oh, there's 3 more that are dead. 4 more that are dead. So I could move those over there. Well, you know what? We can do that Sunday, because we'll have plenty of people hopefully in here to help. 5 are done. To help me with that. And I want to get a good head start on... Oops, let's not get squished. No trains are coming. Good. With this design for this new smelting area, just for the green. Anything I have left over, by the way. Any iron plates I might produce too many of. Where am I right now? There I am. Okay, cool. I'll start down here with the designs of this. Give myself a little bit of room. Yeah, like this. Any items I have left over. So I'm going for 48 belts because that just looks nicer. I don't have to do that, but it just looks nicer. I can then add a train station to pick up those additional items and use them in my main base maybe, or somewhere else maybe, where I don't have to produce them then. So if I'm making too many, let's say, green chips here, which is, I'm always going to err on the side of making too much in all my calculations. So if I make too many green chips, I can store what I'm not using in boxes at a train station, and then when they are at a certain point, I can say, well, I've got a train full of them. Let the LTN system use it, either for my main base or for wherever it's needed. And I can do that for everything. So maybe for the last, hopefully for the last 2 sciences, I don't need to build as much because I can rely on other areas. I'm not sure that's going to work that way, but hey, one can hope, right? So we need to start with, and I'm going to build a general layout here. I'm just going to build a general layout here. Obviously, we need to start with some kind of stacker. You know which stacker I like, so I'll grab that one. I'll grab a small one like this one, because I don't need a big one. I don't think. Like this. Whoosh whoosh. Let's just do that. Oh, I do want to build as a ghost image, though. Because if I don't, I'll leave that there. That's perfect, actually. Is that on the right-hand side? I do. Yes, good. Good. Of course it is. Because if I don't, then I'll have to clean everything up, and I want to be able to move it quickly. As a matter of fact, you know what? Do that. Do that. Do that. Yeah, perfect. Now turn them off. And now place this again. Oh, shoot. Bother. Darn. Let's not do that. Let's do... Almost got that right. That. Good. I'll take away these two because I only want exact amounts here. This is perfect. Okay, so let's say this is our stacker. From here on out, we can start building our stuff. And I want to keep it as small as I can. So from here, I would say I would go straight up. If this works, let's go there. So this is the closest corner I can make. If I copy that, turn it around. Wait, why doesn't it turn around? Oh, that's why that doesn't work. Okay, so if I flip it over, does that work? That does work. Nice. Okay, cool. So that works fine. Then we need to figure out how high it needs to be for a train station to be there and 24 belts to go out this way. So let's start with the very obvious. Do I want to... Okay, let's go back one step. Do I want to have more than 3 spaces for my stacker? Now, if I make this line long enough, I can park a train in front of the train station and in the train station itself. So we'll have plenty of room for trains in here, and we'll need a little bit of space there. However, if I make this short and not enough space for an extra train in front of it, I'll need an extra space here. But if this gets wider, then my belts, which will come out of the train station here somewhere, I don't know. Well, it's not going to be in the way, is it? It all depends on where I start, on which side I start my train station, doesn't it? Yeah, no, that's not going to be a problem. I can widen this whenever I want to. Perfect. So the question then becomes, okay, so if I do this, how high do I want to go? How high do I need to go? And how high do I want to go in order to have a few things happen? I want to have belt balancing happen, obviously. I want to have room enough for 24 belts to go out. So that's at minimum, I want to have... Whoops. That's a little bit too... How many is these? This is 27, so I need to take 3. Okay, so we can... I guess we can move this a little bit out and up. So if we do that, we do... Let's say we make it a little nicer and we do that. Okay, let's just go for instance, say this is going to be our end step, right? Because this first train station is only going to get 8 belts in it. In fact, it's going to have them over here. Because we're going to have the first train station unload to the right side. But this looks nice, right? That's basically what I'm going for. This looks nice. What? You know what? Let's leave those there for now. They're not in the way. It's fine. That, however, means the following. Our last train station will have to unload into these undergrounds. That means that if we want to... Whoa. That one. If we want to belt balance those two stations out, we will have to have... Whoosh. At minimum, at best... our belt balancer there, so we can load directly into this thing. Okay, so that leaves us with not a lot of... That leaves us with... No, let me rephrase that. That means we have to go even higher for our train station. I might just move this down anyway again, because I want to... Obviously, I don't have... With the block... that I have in mind, which I'm not really adhering to, but I want to kind of adhere to as much as I can, which is this size. I want to be careful that I don't, or that I use as little room as possible, so I have room for all the other stuff. Okay, so now that we know that, we then need to extend this, figure out where our train station is going to be. We can't do that with no actual rail. So in this case, we would have to do this, unfortunately. But we can always change that back to ghost form by just removing it. And, ooh, that's gonna be interesting. So I guess, ooh, okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to place this down here. Hang on, I'm not. There we go. Yes, I am. No, yes, maybe. There we go. Then I'm going to grab one of my unloading stations. Sorry for that. Like this. Because we can ghost grab this, whatever. Obviously, this is not in the right spot, but I'm more concerned about height at this point. And then we can do... Well, we can... Okay. Yeah, we can go down a lot. If we cut this... Yeah. Let's see. And we take... we already established that we are going for 4 exits per... train station, so this is 2, 4, 6, 8. So we want to have only 4 of these be used, right? Cool. Yeah, I think that's smart. That means that this can move down quite a bit. Quite a bit. So I think what I'll do is I'll X that, move up a little, take this away, because now we actually have our measurements. Yeah. And now we can, yeah, those are off. I can. Okay. So that is where that would be. And obviously this one then would be like this. Or with undergrounds or whatever, but yeah, something similar to that. And this one, oops. And this one would go there. I don't need to connect everything now. It's on the wrong side anyway, so it's just for measurement purposes. Now the question is, I can unload directly onto here. However, if we do this on both sides, how will I unload here? on the lower end. So what I think I'll do... Yeah, maybe I'll... I need to be careful what I'm going to do. So I could have both sides go to the back and hitch a ride on a backline there. But that also means that I'd have to work around any factory that would be behind this unloading station. So that's gonna be an interesting challenge to find out where we are going to place that, because I do not wish to have any up lines in here, not even to these ones. These need to be taken off like there. So either it's going to go there, to go back, or sorry, the top one there, or it's going to go down here somewhere, where the escape block or the escape route for the next block would eventually be, and then up here and back there. So I think that, yeah, I think that's the best solution. This one goes up there, this one goes down there, because we can join that up. We can join that one up with any other smelting we have to do for copper anyway. Yeah, we don't need as much copper, obviously. I think we only need... I'm not entirely sure, actually. I think it's a 4-to-1 ratio. Yeah, I think it's a 4-to-1 ratio. Let me check that. It's a 2-to-1 ratio. Well, little bit more. Yeah, a little bit more. So it's not entirely 2-to-1. Otherwise, it'd be 4-to-8, and it's 4-to-9.5. So, yeah. If I do 40, well, if I need 40, then I would have to have, like, let's say, what is that? 18 belts or something like that? 15 belts? I'm not sure. I don't know how that scales. Of copper. I'll have to check the calculations and do a proper setup for that. But yeah, so this is okay. This is okay. The question now, of course, becomes, if I place this light here, can I have another train right there? Because that would significantly reduce the amount of trains that have to park in a stacker in front of it. How do I check? How do I check? How do I check? I don't know. Well, the easiest way to check would be to go like this. Alright, I can always... Oh, shoot. You know what? Can I make a light just for testing purposes? Thank you. Cool. So how does that... Oh, easy. Easy. I can even go lower if I wanted to. I could compress this down quite a bit, actually. Huh. I'm not sure if I would run into any issues later on with that, but... I mean, technically, I could have this one... I don't want it in the corner. That's disgusting. There. 1, 2. Yeah, so I could move that one... one step down... If we're talking about this train station, because that has to go into, you know, steps of 2. So these steps of 2. So I could go one station down. Let's just call it one station down. So to compress it even more, because one station down here means one station up here. So in total, we'll have compressed it by 2 stations. Which is, you know, not bad, not bad. And that could save us a lot of space in the end. Down where I'm going to smelt copper and all that other stuff. So, yeah, I need to think about this stuff right now. Because this is where, you know, it's going to count. Okay. Do I actually want to do that, though? I mean, aesthetics also counts for something, right? Then again, it wouldn't look horrible. It wouldn't look horrible. What if I copy this? And then I take away this. Because again, I want to do this in ghost form. I don't want to do this in actual form. Oh, whoops. Z. Oh, shoot. Loop. Cool. Alright, so that is that. Actually, I should just delete it, shouldn't I? Because I've got this. And then I can do... That's blue, that's green. Well, that doesn't matter for that. Well, it does matter for that one. I can go... Yeah, as I said, I can go one step down. I can go one step down, not two. It's a bit unfortunate, but okay. And that's the tightest I can make it. And I'm actually not, you know, I'm going to do that. I'm going to leave that one so I know where it ended. Whoosh and whoosh. And then I can do... So it used to be there, and now it's there. And that does not create any overlap. Perfect. And that is the tightest I can make it. Obviously, again, this is in the wrong spot. I mean, it needs to be turned around and stuff. This technically needs to be over here. Something like this. Like this, maybe? I'm not entirely sure how that would fit. Let me just turn this around because I need to copy this anyway. The train the train station can stay. The light can stay. Let's erase that. Okay. Let's get our unloading station because that should just fit like that. Perfect. I aimed that brilliantly. Oh my gosh. Like in one go even. So one would go from what is wrong with you? One would go from here. One would go from here. And one would go flip that. And one would go there. And there we go. Perfect. Wow, I'm fairly surprised I got this spacing right in one in one actual go. That's flippin' nice. So this should just fit, right? Yes, perfect. Of course we need lights and stuff. I know. That also means we don't actually need these ones here, because this is the first one we're going to need. We don't actually need these ones here. 16 can go, yes. Because those are the first ones we are going to connect to. However, I think we are going to do that via, oops, that's not rotate, via underground, because that just is a cleaner look. And then we need to, I don't know, make a underground corner. I guess the easiest way to do that would just be going like this. And then just have the actual corner. Is this the right one? Yes, I think it is. Yeah, that's the right one. Doop. Just go like that instead of having undergrounds and, you know, underground there, there. That's just a pain in the butt. This is nicer. Yeah. And there we go. So, yes, this is a little bit of a throwback to the old way of doing that, but I think it is quite nice. Now, if we grab this, this is probably not going to translate, But let me try anyway. I'll flip it over. So lights and everything will not be correct. So that is correct. And obviously these train stations are not correct. We know this from earlier attempts. Let's do that. This train station obviously is on the wrong side. Oosh. Okay. This is, I think we're quite okay by just doing it like this. Because that's wrong, but the rest is quite right, oh, I should have left those train stations. That's difficult. Well, we can aim that with this one, because this should line up perfectly, because we know it should. And we know this unloading station works. Wait, did I not actually connect? Did I not actually connect those two? Oh, whoops. My bad. And I should actually just place these down and make them, you know, into these kinds of things for iron ore. Yeah. And then can I copy that to a ghost? Of course I can't. But I can make a copy of a ghost and do that. Well, yeah, that's not going to work. I just need to do this once, and then I can, you know... wait, I don't... What? What is happening? I can do that. I can do that. And then I can copy that. And now I can take away that one. Copy that one, place it there, and copy that one and place it there. And once I have this all set up, I can just copy and, you know, I just need it 2 more times, so it's not that big of a deal. I want to do the same here. Let me think about this. Up. Do I have that? If I turn that around, I think that is this side. Oh, hang on, can I? Yes, I can. Perfect. And then I do the other side. Okay, it's a lot of trouble saved. Bibbidi bobbidi boop. And we go like this. Awesome. Done and done. All I need to do now is make this a little bit real. Hang on. Wrong. No. Thank you. Because I need to know where the train station needs to go. So this is correct. So this is correct. So this is correct. Perfect. Should have known it was the last one. There needs to be a light there somewhere. That's fine. That one goes there. That one goes there. That's all ghosted. That's fine. I can re-ghost this now. Perfect. Yeah, these need names, but I'll do that whenever it's actually built in place. Yeah, I think this exits there. Perfect. Yes. This has enough for another train. I'll add those lights later. So the only thing I need to do now is to copy this. Actually, is to copy this entire thing. And just make sure that it doesn't... Ooh, I can make them so close to each other. I can let them touch each other. Yeah, why not? That's fucking nice. Yeah, let's do that. I like that. I like that so much. Okay, so let's do that. Let's have it nice and tidy and clean and, you know, all that stuff. So we'll add these ones here, which means that this one needs to go over here, right? So this one can go, and then this one gets to go there. Nice. That means you get to go by definition, and then you get to do that and that, and then you get to go. And I think I need to remove that, but I'm not entirely sure. We'll find out. Yeah, that's not going to work. That just needs to be a straight line. Oops, I said a straight line. Like that. Brilliant! And now we have 24 out here, and we're going to have 24 out there. Perfect. All I need to do is actually just remove that. Remove that. Copy. Almost. Hang on. Remove that. Copy. Up to there. I don't need to go any further than that. Flip that over. And line it up. Let me just check. 24. Yeah, baby. 24 each side means 48. Yeah. Very nice. I like it a lot. So we can have 3 smelting stacks here, 3 smelting stacks of 8 there. And then we need to do a lot of thinking about what needs to become gear wheels, what needs to become iron plates, all that jazz. But the smelting area, or the delivery for that smelting area has been completed. I am very excited about that. Although I'm not entirely sure where it's going to be placed just yet, because I want to center the entire thing on this block, but I don't know what's going to go next to it, etc., etc. So I think the next thing to do would be to concentrate on the smelting area itself. Now, I'm not above stealing from myself at all. So I don't have any modules in here. No, darn. I don't want to be copying without modules, though, because that's going to be a pain in the butt, having to do all of that manually instead of just being able to go there with a stack of modules and just having the robots fly out and put them all in. So unfortunately, I would want to have this have modules first before I start copying it. Then again, I don't want to wait with this before I actually start using it. So I only want the first 8. Let me think about what I'm doing right now. I don't know. What am I doing right now? Hang on. Ow. Yeah, so I need to go to this. Wait. Yes, because this outputs there, but then it outputs there for the gear wheels, which is actually what I want right now. Believe it or not. Yeah. Copy that. Okay, so we know that we... let me just put that one there. We know that we need a whole bunch of iron plates, but we also know that we need a... I believe the technical term is shit ton of gear wheels, right? Right. And let me think. I've gotten it written down here. 3 belts of gear wheels for the yellow belts and 6 belts of gear wheels for the yellow inserters. Wait, I didn't... The green science just needs those 2, right? Yeah. And you don't need that, but you do need Just quickly check. Gear wheels there and gear wheels there. Yeah. Okay. So that's 9 belts worth of gear wheels that we need. Now, as you may have noticed, we are building a lot of gear wheels here. And these are technically 8 belts coming out. However, these are not full belts. There are, there's 8 belts here, but they're not fully saturated belts. What I'm producing here is enough, or a little bit more actually, to satiate the red science production that we have behind it. Not necessarily to satiate the amount of belts we have behind it, just the production we have behind it. Okay? There's a difference there. So these belts are not fully loaded. So this does not produce a fully loaded belt, is what I'm trying to say. So if we take this design, which I just copied, which has 8 inputs of iron belts, iron plates, but only 4 outputs of gear wheels. These 4 outputs are not fully loaded outputs. So in order to have 9 fully loaded belts, we would have to have, I'm going to say, from what I've tested, maybe 11 of these? Maybe 12. I'm not entirely sure what the aspect ratio there is, what the percentage of belt fillage is, if that's even a word. So we need to figure that out. What we need to figure out first, however, is how much space are we going to need? Well, the easiest thing to do right now is to get these belts out here so they can go into here, right? And then we need to figure out how many belts are going to come out, because on this side we're going to have a lot of gear wheels coming out, because we're going to put in 8 belts. Remember, 8 belts on this side is only 4 belts on this side. So a lot of belts are going to go up, but only a few belts are going to come down. So this can be lower because we don't need as many belts in the middle right here. I would obviously love to have this, this centered upon, I should do that in ghost form, centered upon this. Was this the top side? I think so, yes. So this would be the center line for that. But since we are not doing iron plates on both sides, as an output, I mean. Sorry, I was saying our iron plates input here. I meant obviously iron ore as inputs here. 8 belts of iron ore as inputs here. They get made into iron plates here and then get used immediately to make iron gear wheels. Sorry about that. Sorry for the confusion. But because they get made into gear wheels here, and because we have thus less outputs here and more outputs here, we get a little bit of an skewed build. So that's what we need to keep in mind, okay? All right. So, as I said, I want 48. Imagine these gear wheel assemblers are not there. I want 48 outputs of plates. So a full belt of ore in is a full belt of plates out. Again, imagine these gear wheel assemblers are not there. So 24 in means 24 out. That would mean, in theory, that we would get 24 up and 24 down here. That seems reasonable. This is the wrong way, by the way. 2 lots. You know what? Let's not bicker and argue about who killed who. So So there we go. That's 24. So we have, these ones are too many. Am I correct? I am correct. So if I copy this, copy. I got that right. Almost got that right. If I copy this, is that, let's see. Yeah, that's with the middle one. So there. Yeah. These ones need to be in the right direction. That would be our 48 belts of plates going out. However, some of these will be turned into gear wheels right away. So we need to lessen this. That doesn't mean I'm not going to be using this center line, however. All of this on this side will be iron plates, I think. Do I even have enough? Wait. I have 24, so that's 3 times 8. 3 times 8 means 3 times 4 means 12 of these. Well, we'll have to wait and see if 12 of these is enough to fill 9 of, to completely saturate 9 belts, blue belts with gear wheels. There's a lot of calculating that has to be done still. There's a lot of calculating that has to be done still. And then we can figure out where this is going to go. Because, well, actually we already can figure out where this is going to go, can't we? Because if we take this, and we already know that this is the maximum width at which we are going to be working with. Because if we turn everything into iron and don't change anything into gear wheels right here, right now, this is the maximum width it's going to be. So we already know that with the with this being the width, the height of this smelting area, I'm not talking about, you know, the horizontal, because I don't know how wide this corner is going to be, or, you know, how wide this corner up here is going to be, etc., etc. But the height of this, the verticality of this, is going to be at the most, it can be lower, but it's not going to be higher than this. It's never going to be higher than this, because this is the minimum that we need as an exit point, right? Even if we take these away, and then we can take these beacons away as well, that just means we have a little bit more room here, and we can lower this. But this is the maximum height it needs to have. We can always lower it, but we don't need to heighten it anymore. That means we can start to think about how we are going to make this corner happen, and perhaps where train tracks need to go and all that kind of stuff. But that is a tale for another time. For now, I'm going to say thank you to my patrons for sponsoring this channel. It helps, it motivates. Thank you very much. And to anyone else, I'll say thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe to the channel. Comment down below if you have any suggestions or ideas. My name is Diablo, and I will see you next time.